Hi guys, welcome back with 6 weeks out updates of Mr. Olympia 2022. Now by far we have 33 qualified bodybuilders for Olympia and there are 3 more shows left before the deadline. So this is going to be the biggest and very tough lineup after many years. Last year Velasco Orozco could not compete at Olympia because of visa issues entering into USA, but finally he has got visa for USA and within 6 weeks he is coming to represent his country, Ukraine, at the biggest stage of bodybuilding. Italian rising star Andrea Presti is looking very huge in recent updates and he's definitely making massive improvements. But it will be very hard for many athletes including Andrea Presti placing higher in this year's very tough lineup. So coach Mauro Sassi has shared complete physique update of French athlete Theo Lagaria. He is qualified through point standings for Olympia, but he's not going to miss European show in Spain this weekend and might be possible we see him winning his first professional show. Brazilian upcoming bodybuilder Vitor Bofi has recently presented a new update of his physique. Shape-wise he looks very impressive, full and round, and he's working with the Brazilian bodybuilding legend Eduardo Correa. I think he's going to impress a lot of fans on Olympia stage. So after watching recent Instagram post of Nathan Diasha, presumably he is not doing the Olympia, although he has not confirmed anything yet, but through his recent post and how he looks right now, fans are curious, is he doing Olympia this year or not? I personally think he's not competing in Olympia and it's going to be a 4th consecutive year we will not see him on Olympia stage. Antoine Vaillant is showing off his progress under 7 weeks. He is bigger and more conditioned and his V-taper, especially his back, looks much improved. Andrea Musi, who is qualified through point standings, he has also given update of his physique at 285 pounds, 6 weeks out from his debut. He will be the second bodybuilder this year representing Italy on Olympia stage. Justin Rodriguez is constantly sharing updates every other day. Now he's working with new coach Umar Garcia after leaving coach George Ferra, AJ Sims and Abdullah. I think he brought tremendous improvements with coach AJ Sims, as last year Justin was at 8th place in Olympia, and I think this year in this tough lineup it will be impressive result for Justin if he cracks top 10. But I personally do not think he will be in top 10 this year. Charles Griffin is mesmerizing with his astonishing vacuum almost 6 weeks out of the biggest event. On the other hand, with the work in progress to be top 3 in the Mr. Olympia 2022, Blessing Awodibu aka the Boogeyman is putting his all efforts into his first Olympia. The lineup of Olympia is extremely strong this year, but if Hassan Mustafa brings his complete package, he can improve couple of spots in his second appearance at Olympia. Mohammad Shaban has given a glimpse of his progress recently in Dubai at 6.5 weeks out. He was at 10th place last year, and we will see what Egyptian genetics bring this year on Olympia stage. Most recently, Akeem Williams had guest posing where he looks quite in decent shape and conditioning, but with Akeem it's uncertain when it comes to nail his conditioning. But if he does manage to peak properly, he can be mixed in top 10 in my opinion. Tonio Burton is showing off his progress 6 weeks prior to his debut in men's open division of Olympia. His shape is insanely impressive. He looks very complete in back double bicep shot, although he needs some more size, but still he is going to perform very well and I think he can disrupt many Olympia contestants with his shape and structure this year. James Hollingshead is tipping the scales at 273 pounds in the most recent physique update. Last year he wanted to be in top 6 and this year he's bringing more improvements, but I think if he ends up between 11th to 15th place, it will be a great result for him competing with 30 plus contestants. Rafael Brando is currently training with one of the most famous trainer in Brazil, Fabricio. He has recently revealed his progress. He's looking huge and full. He's definitely bringing size without losing his small waist, incredible shape and supreme aesthetics. I think this Olympia is going to show the real potential of Rafael. While 26 years old Jordanian athlete Muhammad Al Nassour is showing off his progress in the most current update. At this point, there are only 6 weeks left in Olympia. I don't think now Olympia organizers are going to allow Angel and Sean to compete in both divisions. And if it's not allowed, I think they will choose 212 division and will leave the chance to compete with the big boys of Men's Open in Olympia 2022. On the other hand, Ian Valier is on the rise of his progress. He keeps making significant improvements. In the recent updates, he looks phenomenal, dense, thick and very shredded. And most likely he will be fighting for the top places in the Olympia. But Andrew Jack, Samson Dauda and Rafael Brando are undeniably going to outshape him on Olympia stage. The dark horse of the show, Samson Dauda aka the Nigerian Lion, has showcased current physique update with impressive size, muscularity and conditioning 6 weeks before his Olympia debut. I think Samson arguably is going to bring the best package of his career. He has overcome his weaknesses, his shoulders and his back look much improved and his legs are looking ginormous. But he is still being underestimated for the Olympia. In my standpoint, if he does manage to keep the size and enhance his conditioning, I think he's the guy we can expect from him to crack top 6. Patrick Johnson is training with former Mr. Olympia Brandon Curry. He wants to be no lower than top 6 in his debut this year. So finally we are going to see Slovakian mass monster Michal Krizo this year at Olympia. Yes, he needs to improve his back. His midsection is not really under control. It gives him slightly a blocky look. He needs to nail his conditioning. His posing is not that great, but I still think he can perform very well in Olympia. He has the potential and possibility to crack top 10, and for business point of view he has enough hype. So I think they will surely give him chance to fight with the frontrunners of Olympia. Roughly 6 weeks out, Andrew Jack is pushing very hard for his debut and he is training with the beast Rolly Winkler, and I am very excited to see these two tall athletes, Andrew and Michal, standing next to each other on Olympia stage. Hunter Labrada is currently weighing in at 284 pounds and I think he will no less than 270 pounds on stage, which will be the biggest version of Hunter by far. Hopefully he brings the sharp look as well to be mixed in the top 5. Nick Walker has revealed his monstrous physique 6 weeks out leading up to the Mr. Olympia. Nick is going to outsize many bodybuilders on stage, but he's a lot shorter athlete compared to Andrew Jack, Michal Krizo and Samson Dauda. It will be interesting to see them head-to-head fighting with each other. Nick has mass and conditioning as his strength, while Andrew, Samson and Michal have better shape and aesthetics, and they are also relatively strong in size department. In the comparison with last year, Nick has improved his legs a lot, especially his outer quad sweep and teardrops as well. And he's a lot bigger this year. Right now he's at 277 pounds and his back has more thickness compared to last year. But I think conditioning wise he was better last year 6 weeks before to the Mr. Olympia. Brandon Curry is lifting very heavy at this point of his prep and now he has put on size which he lost in Arnold Classic earlier this year, where he was relatively much smaller and many fans thought he is done. But he's back on track to challenge and stand next to the big Ramy to take back his Olympia title. Hadi Choopan has already arrived in USA for prepping under complete supervision of his coach for last 6 weeks. He has given preview of his physique and as usual he looks extremely conditioned. And seemingly Hadi is not going to play the size game. I think for Hadi's frame it is not possible to put on ginormous amount of mass without sacrificing his shape, his well-defined midsection and his beautiful lines. So coach Hani Rambad is bringing two athletes in men's open division of Olympia for fighting for winning the show. In recent updates, Derek Lunsford is looking very impressive with the sheer amount of mass he has put on recently for his debut in men's open Olympia. Whereas Hadi has conditioning as his main strength, if Derek showcased his last year 212 Olympia winning conditioning with this sheer amount of size, he will dethrone Hadi in my opinion. They have the same height, so if Derek comes off, his added size will not help him fighting with the crisp and dry hard conditioned physique of Hadi. William Bonac has also shared his progress at 6 weeks and 3 days out from the Mr. Olympia 2022. I honestly believe this is going to be the best version of Bonac, and in my standpoint, he can beat Brandon this time. Just like Arnold Classic earlier this year, he was very dominant. And now his legs are back, size wise he's improved a lot, and on the other hand, Brandon has incredible muscle belly, is very cartoonish upper half and seems like he has put on size, but Bonac is more complete and right now he is looking very dangerous. And even if Big Ramy fails to nail his conditioning, I think William can take advantage of it and wins his first send-out trophy. Reigning Mr. Olympia Big Ramy is sharing extremely impressive updates like every other day. After his recent guest posing in Germany, his trainer Dennis James also revealed his humongous physique updates where he no doubt looks very shredded and vascular with great separation as well. Even though most of the fans have positive things to say about Big Ramy's physique in recent updates, and people are super impressed with how Big Ramy looks this year leading up to his potentially third consecutive Mr. Olympia win. And I personally think Ramy is extremely persistent and very determined this year, but some fans are criticizing about very prominent holes in his vastus lateralis muscles of his both legs, which over the years have become more visible, especially last year. But I personally don't think this will make any issue for Ramy not winning Olympia. I think Ramy is going to win again this year if he peaks correctly. So guys, thanks for watching and keep supporting my work.